hustler of local and global hip hop culture and all things way left. And today I have the pleasure of being seated with my friends, my family, Grammar of the Gods for an uncensored discussion about everything. So, gentlemen, if you could please take a moment to introduce yourselves, let everybody know who you are.
Yo, this is the KIK representing the Grammar of the Gods and the Po Bum Society. What's up?
It's Sadiq, a.k.a. Schematic, a.k.a. C Wisdom, Grammar of the Gods, Po Bum Society. What up?
Thank you, gentlemen. And how are y'all doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Okay, today we're going to talk about your upcoming project. We're going to talk about your history. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things, so let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I want to talk about is the history of the Gods, where y'all came from, and what kept y'all together all this time.
Well, we started off as the Po Bum Society, formed around 1994, 95. It was like 9 of us, then we went to 13, then came back to 9 to 10, and we was rocking since 95, maybe to 2001. Then we kind of like disbanded, but we all kept in contact, and like we kept doing, you know, individual stuff. But some of us still rep the Po Bum Society name and did projects up under the name KIK Po Bum Society, and we've been still doing it. Like, we're still rocking. Like, for instance, Manchild has projects coming out, Higher Arc has projects coming out, DJ Brown Royal, he's doing stuff. DJ Nels is here with us now, so, you know, like, we're still at it. And I'll let Sadiq tell the rest.
Not much more to add to it. I came to the group back in 1995 via Arkansas. And I'm not from Arkansas, but I was living there at the time. So when I came here, the ship was already moving. I just came to add. I believe I was the 9th member to actually come to the crew. And once we came there, the planet was complete, and we were just taking off from there. And like you said, I think our last show we did was in 2000, but the group disbanded in 2001. And like I said, we still got a few people out there working, but you know, we're still trying to keep it alive. We're still doing it.
Okay, so where does that passion come from for the art that keeps y'all alive? Because after all this time, you're still doing it, and you keep evolving and keep growing from where you started. So,
well, passion normally comes from within. That doesn't come from any inspiration or anything like that. When you have a passion to do something, it's just already born in you. It's something that you know that you have to do.
mm-hmm.
You wake up with it, go to sleep with it,
Right.
you sit down with it, you daydream about it. That's what passion is. And for us, well, at least for myself, that passion died out for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even try to find it. It finds you when it's a passion. If it's your calling, it finds you.
Right.
So it died out for me for a minute. And just like anything else that you love, it comes back. If it's meant to come back, it comes back to you. So it actually came back to me, and that's how I know that's something I'm meant to do.
Okay.
So it's just a passion that it's got to be born with it. If you're not born with it, it doesn't stay with you.
Right.
You know, it's like stealing something. You steal something, you can't never keep nothing you steal.
This is true. This is very true. And Brandy, what about you?
For me, I guess it's just, I love spitting poetry, love spitting hip-hop, I like the beats, I like being in the studio, I like performing, I like how the music touches people, and I like how we can sneak a message in sometimes through the music, you know, like to reach people like that. So like the passion is just within, and just trying to express that passion, you know, like to the masses, and hope people feel the same way you feel about it. Like the first time you heard a beat, or like you heard somebody spit, or you know, you were in a freestyle and stuff like that. So like just trying to, I guess, like their passion, like with our passion. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Now, a lot of the interviews that I've seen, and a lot of the people that I've talked to always talk about who has influenced them. And I know for you guys, you not only have influences yourself, but you have influenced people locally and outside of the Illinois area as well. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Well, as far as Po Bum Society, our mentors were like DJ Khalik and like Khalik Production,
Mm-hmm.
Toby Meeks, because those are the crews that came before us, and also Them Bad Apples. Like they were our same age. Some of them may have been a little older, but they were around like rocking before us. And so, you know, like that inspired us to get up on our game and start doing shows and start buying real equipment and start going up in the basement, studying scratching, studying rhyming, studying breakdancing, studying, you know, like whatever. And so like the ones that came before us, like they paved the way, and some of them took us up under our wings. Sometimes that we were rivals with them, but you know, like, but it was a friendly competition and stuff like that. So locally, I guess that's who inspired me and inspired some of the Po Bum members, but also up on a bigger level, probably like groups like Gangstar, KRS-One, because KRS-One to me was like the first MC that, I mean, just dope. KRS-One, Rakim, Brand Nubian, House of Pain, Third Base, Ice-T, NWA, the Ghetto Boys, even Too Short, and I mean, if a person was saying something lyrically and had some beats behind them, and like we wanted to be a part of that, and so like that's what inspired me, and I guess inspired a few of us like to keep going and try to get involved in the community.
Okay, Sadiq, are you co-signing on that, or do you have something else you need to add?
Not much more to add. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just that we come from like two different backgrounds.
Okay.
My inspiration didn't necessarily come from hip hop at all. As a matter of fact, I hated rap music totally.
Really?
Yeah, you couldn't play it. You turn on some rap music, put on Gregory Abbott. I don't want to hear Rakim. I mean, that's really what it was. I mean, I preferred it at the time to listen to R&B over hip hop because in my mind I thought it was just noise. I'm a singer first. I sang before I started doing MC work. But I used to love Run DMC and Curtis Blow and things like that.
Right.
But my preference at the time was only R&B. And Melly Mel was, I really liked Melly Mel when I was growing up.
Okay.
But the thing is that what inspired me to actually do hip hop was my first 3 tapes that was bought by my auntie, and she had no idea what was on the tapes, but she bought them anyway. She bought me EPMD, Ice-T's Power, and she bought me Eric B. Rakim's first one.
That's an unusual. That's an unusual collection right there.
Yeah.
To go from EPMD to Ice-T to Rakim.
But them was all classics.
Right, they are classics.
And those was my first 3, and after that, you couldn't catch me. I was gone.
Okay, so that's what sparked you to go from your R&B frame of mind to straight hip hop.
Part-time hip hop and
Right.
R&B to just straight, okay, I'm just going to do this for a living. And I didn't make up my mind until 88, but I have been writing raps since 82.
Okay.
But it wasn't serious for me at all. It was like jokes, joke raps.
Okay.
Like the Will Smith act.
What act was that again?
What act was that again? Can you speak a little louder?
Excuse me, no.
Right. I thought I heard Will Smith. We kind of went into the current state of hip hop, which is something that we're always talking about, whether we're on the mic or off the mic. And I really want to talk about that, but I also want you guys to kind of drop knowledge to everybody because not everybody understands the foundation of hip hop. So if you could kind of just give us a brief synopsis of the foundation of hip hop from your own view.
Foundation of hip hop is not the music. The music is the soundtrack of hip hop.
Okay.
Let's get that first and foremost. The 5 elements of hip hop: DJing. Say it along with me if you know. Not necessarily in this order. DJing, breakdancing, graffiti, rap music. What's the one I'm missing? Knowledge. What else missing? Beatboxing.
Nice.
So you get the 5 elements of hip hop inside of there. So when you have the 5 elements of hip hop in there, you have a whole culture to support. But that culture has to be backed not just by the music, but by the actions of the artist. That's the foundation. The actions of the artist, we say we're not responsible for this, we're not responsible for that. That's not the artist talking. Those are the labels talking to the artist, telling the artist what to say, so the label's not held liable for anything. Artists know that you're accountable for what you say in your songs because those are the soundtrack of you. When people bought Tupac, they didn't buy necessarily the album. They felt they was buying a portion of him and bringing him home.
Right.
This is what made him great. This is what makes other artists not so great because people don't believe it.
Okay.
So they don't want to take you home.
Right.
They'll take you to the club like you do, you're tricking off. You take somebody out to Burger King, but you don't take but you might not even give them Olive Garden, which is coming out of a can, but you won't even give them that. You take them to Burger King, you eat these onion rings, no you can't large size nothing, and go home. That's how you treat these artists because they have no foundation. They don't bring none of the elements with them. They don't care about none of the elements, and they have the audacity to tell you, I don't care about this, I just rap. Well, where did that come from? And if you don't want to pay any homage to the foundation, you have no business in this art form. People say don't hate on them, let them make their money. Okay, you want to make your money, and then put something together and then pay homage to those who actually be true to the art form.
Right.
I'm not going to take too much time, but I will say this, that Picasso painted, right?
Yeah.
Prolific painter. You can't tell him you a painter and then bring him a picture of stick people. he gonna slap the hell out you. This ain't no painting.
Right.
So we should have the same respect for our art form as Picasso would for his art form.
Right.
The same as Michael Jordan has for basketball. There's a standard for everything. If you tell me you a cook, and I say, make me some macaroni, and you throw some damn macaroni in the pot with no water and put some cheese on top of it, I'm running the hell out the house, and I'm going to tell them that you can't cook worth nothing.
Right.
So we have to have a standard. And they say, well, who makes that standard? The standard makes itself.
Right. Well, do you think, now let's talk about that a little bit deeper, because, you know, this current state of hip-hop right now, there is no standard. Or either that you could say that the standard is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's full of garbage. So how do you feel about that, and how do you quantify that in your mind, being a person that holds that standard? Why do you think that that standard has become so loose now, where we just accept all the bullshit that's out there now?
They have a thing called being lulled to sleep. It has nothing to do with just the music of hip-hop. This is done completely throughout the world, through everything, through how you wear your clothes. So what you watch on TV, how you watch TV, the foods that you eat, what's in the foods that you eat. They've lulled you to sleep to the point where as though you feel like you're making a choice. And the greatest trick anybody could ever do is make a decision for you and make you believe that you're making it yourself. That's the greatest trick anybody could ever pull on you. So, in my estimation, it's because of the culture that we live in now. Everything's a now.
Right.
And just to give you an example, not to go too far to the right or the left, let's stay right here. Michael Jackson has the #1 song in 40 different countries, except for the place he lived.
Right.
What that tell you? So we really not paying attention to what's being done to us or said to us, period.
Mm-hmm.
We just want the now. I want to feel good now. I want to feel good now. You get high, right?
Right.
When the high go away, you look to get high again, right? So you got to keep getting high, keep getting high, right? You go to work, you get a paycheck on Friday, right? You got to keep going to work, get that little bit of paycheck, right?
Right.
But they don't want you to believe that you can never go to work or work for yourself, get some money, and let your money work for you instead of you running your legs into the ground trying to make that dollar that ain't never going to come. So it's sort of like this music. It just runs and runs and runs and runs, and you got to keep on getting new artists because the rest of them ain't filling you up.
Right. But don't you think that we as a people have a responsibility to the way things are right now, because we're accepting this?
Mm-hmm.
Because the masses are accepting this outside of the people that really truly understand what hip-hop is?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like my man said. We think we have the choice to accept it, but it's the choice has already been made for us. And so it's like the red pill or like the green pill.
Right.
Underneath both pills are like the same color. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they feeding you this pill and forcing it down your throat. It's kind of like, how can I say this? If the only thing you have to eat is some stale crackers and you're starving, you eat the stale crackers. But if somebody come with some vegetables for you and they put that in front of your face, maybe you might choose the vegetables if you know that the vegetables are better for you. But the thing is, when people come with the vegetables, they hide the vegetables up under the table and still tell you that the vegetables are bad and like the stale crackers are better for your health. And you know, like that's the same thing that they're doing, you know, like with the music. So much garbage is being forced down the throats of the people, up on the airwaves, through the live streaming, through, I mean, like whatever. And like a decent artist that has a decent message can't get the message out. Even though there's more ways than ever now to get the message out, is still being drowned out. I mean, like for instance, like the old school artists like Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, KRS-One, they making some prolific music now.
Right.
But you won't hear them up on MTV, like you won't hear them up on the radio because there's so much garbage being forced down people's throat, and then like the people who are looking for good music, like they really don't know where to look. So if you're in your car and like you hear a song about shake your ass 100 times a day, pretty soon you're nodding your head, repeating the lyrics, and like you singing it, and then you think that you like the song, but you don't like the song. You've been dumbed down and hypnotized, you know, like you've been brainwashed, like then you've been brain wrenched to think this is what's hot.
Right.
But like that's not what's hot. And so us as artists, independent artists, underground artists, like we have to basically stop bitching so much about what the radio's doing because we know that the industry is made to do what the industry is supposed to do. It's kind of like a juicer machine. You take an orange, you put it up in the juicer machine, juice out all of the juice, and then you throw, like the peel away. That's what the industry is made to do.
Right.
It's made to eat artists, suck you dry, use all of your creativity, artistry, pull that from you, fire you off the contract, and then they still make money from your music because they